The Continuum Era is regarded by many as the definitive John Mayer tone and sound. Now, this obviously has to do a lot with Where the Light Is as well, one of the greatest recorded live performances of all time in my opinion. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I would personally build a pedal board for the Continuum Era and for specifically Where the Light Is for $500 US. Let's get into today's video. Before we get into the rules surrounding today's pedal board build, I just wanted to say that at the time of making this video, I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. When I started taking YouTube seriously and uploading consistently a little over a year later, to be almost at 10,000 subscribers is absolutely crazy to me. So number one, thank you guys who have all hit subscribe and have been following my channel and the content I've been making. I really appreciate the support. And if you've been watching my videos and enjoying them, especially if you enjoyed today's video, please hit subscribe. You're going to be recommended the videos anyway, and I just would greatly appreciate hitting that 10,000 mark, hopefully before the summer ends. Now, let's get into the rules for today's pedal board build. All right, rule number one, which I've already mentioned, the budget is $500 US or $650 Canadian. I'm Canadian. I'm just going to use my own currency and then do the conversions for you guys. Rule number two, there has to be at least 5 pedals on the pedal board. 5 is a great number to cover a wide variety of sounds and still be able to pick some great pedals with the budget we have. Rule number 3, I have to go out and find these pedals online. I'm just going to use Reverb and they have to fit within the budget. If I can't find them to fit within my budget, well then I can't use it for the video. And lastly, rule number 4, the power supply, patch cable, a physical pedal board, things like that don't count towards the budget as well, just because depending on where you live, shipping is going to vary, and where you find these pedals even. I'm just not counting shipping towards this budget. It'd be way more complicated if I tried to allocate like $100 or $150 towards shipping. It's just an unnecessary variable to add for the sake of this video. Just kidding, I have one more rule to add in here for these videos that I've been making, because some of you guys have been asking me about this, so I literally just thought to include this. I'm generally assuming that whatever amp would be used with this board has built-in reverb. Now, sometimes I still will choose a reverb pedal depending, but for the most part, in general, I'm assuming the amp for the sake of these videos has built-in reverb. All right, with all of that out of the way, let's jump right into the pedal board build. Now, John's main lead tone for the Continuum Era is a Marshall Blues Breaker as well as an Ibanez TS10. And these lead tones are very important to nail down, so let's tackle these first. All right, to cover the Mark I Blues Breaker sound, I'm choosing the JHS Morning Glory. This is a fantastic Blues Breaker clone, and it's $100 cheaper than the Brown Amplification Carbon, which is something I might have suggested had we had a higher budget, but at $100 cheaper, the Morning Glory is just a fantastic choice, and that's what we are going to be going with. And I have found a used Morning Glory for $176 Canadian, so we're going to be adding that to the pedal board. Next, to cover the Tube Screamer, I'm choosing another JHS product, the JHS 3 Series Tube Screamer. It's incredibly affordable and sounds great, and I just think at this budget, this is a fantastic option. I found one for $114 Canadian, so we are adding that to the pedal board, and that will complete the drive section, arguably the most important part. Now, the next type of effect that I think we should tackle is the clean boost. Now, the Keeley Katana, of course, the version 1 is incredibly expensive, but the mini version of the Keeley Katana is very affordable and still sounds great, and it does the clean boost thing more than fine. And I just think, sticking with Keeley, they're the ones who made the original Katana. Sticking with them is just a great move. I found a used Keeley Katana Mini for $95. It's going to be perfect to add to the pedal board. The next effect that I think we should consider is delay. Now, the MXR Carbon Copy is not only more affordable when compared to the Way Huge Octopus Mark III, but it also has double the delay time, and John has used it. So it's just an absolute no-brainer effect to add to the board when we are looking at delay. For $101 Canadian used, it's a great pedal, and let's add it to the pedal board. Now, at this point with these 4 fantastic pedals, we have 164 Canadian left, or just about $120 US left in the budget. And at this point, I just normally go ahead and pick a 5th pedal and the board would be complete. But Where the Light Is and the Continuum Era as a whole is such a special era to us John Mayer fans. It is really iconic, and depending on who you ask, the sounds and different songs that John would perform and the effects that are used to perform these songs are really special, and for this reason, I'm going to not give you guys one option that I would choose. I'm going to give you guys a bunch here, and I'm going to go through and find different pedals to fit different songs that John performed specifically for Where the Light Is, and then to give you guys just some options. The first four I think are really important to nail down, but at this point, the fifth pedal, you can have some room to pick what you want and what song specifically you might want to perform or play along to, and the tones you might want to recreate for those specific songs. So let's get into a bunch of pedals you guys could choose, all within this budget. Alright, I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible for you guys. Now, Gravity is one song that really needs no introduction for any John Mayer fan. The tone out of this song is fantastic, and a lot of people gravitate towards this song from the Continuum era specifically as one of the highlights of John Mayer's tone. Yes, pun intended. So you guys, to do this, I'm going to suggest the Keeley Electronics Verb O Trem. You're going to be able to do the trem effect for Gravity, and it's going to fit within the budget. At $135 Canadian, this pedal is going to fit perfectly into our budget and cover the ground for Gravity if that is a song you're wanting to do. But if the Jimi Hendrix covers that John was doing during this time are more of your style, the MXR Univibe at $110 Canadian is a great effect. John used Univibe for the Hendrix covers as well as for Who Did You Think I Was This outro, so this one covers a lot of ground for a lot of different performances and songs played during that era as well, and it's another great option if those are more of your thing and what you want to do with this pedal board. But if someone asked you what one of your favorite performances off of Where the Light Is, and if you're like me, you'd probably say Belief. Now for this, we'd like to look at a longer delay. And the T-Rex replay box is a fantastic option for a longer delay. It actually has tap tempo built into it as well, and John was using it during the 2019 World Tour, the very first leg. So it's a pedal that John actually used for long delay, sounds fantastic, and is very affordable. At $159 Canadian, this one we can just barely squeeze within our budget, but again, it's a pedal John used, has tap tempo, and is a great sounding delay. I own one, it's fantastic, and this is just a no-brainer pedal to add for a longer delay sound. Now, another song that I always think of when it comes to Where the Light Is Good Love Is On The Way. Now, for this song, you would want a wah pedal to tackle that solo. And at this point, I found a pedal for quite a steal that normally I don't think you'd be able to find, to be honest. And it's the Buddy Guy wah pedal, which John actually did use about late 2007, 2008, I believe, just off the top of my head. This is a wah pedal that he actually used and fits within the budget, but I think I just came across a ridiculously good deal, if I'm honest. Now, a standard Crybaby would also fit within the budget, but I'm choosing this because I found it. It's fair game. Now, the last option here I'll provide to you guys is to cover I Don't Trust Myself with Loving You. Now, yes, John was using the Roger Lynn Adrenaline during this time, but the Qtron Plus has been used to perform the song live longer than the Adrenaline ever was used. And the Nano Qtron, which has just recently come out, I think is a better option than the Mini and fits great within our budget. And I found one for 121 bucks Canadian, so again, that fits within the budget, and that is a great option to cover that sound if it's what you choose. And there you guys go. I've given you quite a few different options that hopefully cover your favorite parts of Where the Light Is and still fit within the budget for this pedal board left over after the first four that I kind of recommend you get no matter what if you had to go out and buy a board for $500 tomorrow. This is at least what I would do as well, so if you have anything different, please let me know in the comments down below what you would choose with the same rules that I have for these types of videos. Again, like I said, you don't have to go out and buy all of these, but this is just how I would do it. A lot of you guys have asked how I would do these things or what I would recommend, and this is just how I would go about it, and these are just really fun videos to make as well. And coming to the channel very soon is going to be this exact same style of video for the Continuum era, but with a budget of $1,000. So if you guys don't want to miss out on that, please hit the subscribe button and ring that bell button as well to be notified when it comes out. I greatly appreciate it, as well as I'm pushing to hit 10,000 subscribers. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.